How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now, on today's show, we're going to be talking about the FA Cup because there's been a change of plan for this season's competition. Next piece of news involves Willian because reports are saying that he will be an Arsenal player by the weekend. And the last piece of news involves Mesut Ozil, and he has made it very clear that he intends to stay for the final year of his contract.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start is the FA Cup. And no, it's not about Arsenal winning it. It's about the new season's competition and the format of the FA Cup. And in a meeting yesterday, the FA have decided that they are going to scrap all replays for the FA Cup for the new season. A decision for this was made, like I said, yesterday. And I think it was a pretty straightforward one. The FA don't want to add any extra fixtures to what is already going to be a congested schedule, and that they feel the easiest thing to do is to scrap replays. Now, this is something that a lot of people were talking about even before coronavirus came along, but now we are trying to deal with coronavirus and get next season started, and everything's going to be jam-packed and everything else. The easiest thing to do is to scrap replays. Now, I remember the FA Cup a very, very long time ago where there was even replays in finals. Arsenal were actually involved in one against Sheffield Wednesday in '93. We drew the first one and then it went to a replay. And we ended up scoring the winning goal in the last minute of injury time, just before penalties. Andy Linegan with a header. And yeah, even those days as well, the knockout rounds, you went to a replay, and if the replay was a draw, you went to another replay. I remember we had massive battles against Leeds United. That would never happen now, where you literally have a replay, then a replay, because there's so much football now. So many teams taking part in European competitions. I think back then, the Champions League was the European Cup, and only the champions of your actual leagues got into the competition. So second, third, fourth and everything else were not playing in that. So you had, more time to play games. But yeah, I think this is a wise decision. I think this is a pretty straightforward one as well. I think this is something that everybody can get behind and can agree on. And hopefully it can liven things up a little bit. And you never know, maybe someone else might have an opportunity of actually winning the Arsenal Cup, because that's what I'm going to call it. Not the FA Cup, it's the Arsenal Cup. 14 times, no team has won it more than Arsenal. So that's why I'm going to call it the Arsenal Cup. So yeah, pretty straightforward news, and replays are scrapped for next season. Next piece of news involves Willian, and I think a lot of people would have thought that he would be an Arsenal player by now. I know on social media they thought there was going to be a Willian Wednesday, but that wasn't to be. But reports were saying yesterday that he will be an Arsenal player by Saturday. It goes on to say that the 32-year-old left Stamford Bridge at the end of his contract after a 7-year stay at the club, with Chelsea only willing to offer a 2-year deal rather than the player's desired 3 years. Arsenal moved into pole position to sign the Brazilian international by offering a 3-year contract last week, and they're on the verge of beating off competition from Barcelona and Inter Miami. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward as well. I think we would have thought, this would have been dealt with by now, and that we would have all seen the pictures and Willian holding up a shirt and everything else. And like I said, social media goes into mad theories, and they believe that it was going to be Willian Wednesday. If you believe what social media are going to say, then you've got to also look at today, because of course it's the 14th today, and a lot of people are saying that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will get announced today as signing a new contract, because of course it's the 14th, and some are even saying that it will be announced at 14 minutes past 2. And the reason for that is because if you go by the 24-hour clock, it's 14:14. If it does get announced today at 14:14, then my word, Arsenal would have strung us along all week for that. It'd be worth it, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to hold my breath and hope to see that one just yet. But yeah, it looks like Willian is going to be an Arsenal player sooner rather than later. What's holding it up? Why has it not been announced? Who knows? Maybe the photographers are on holiday. Maybe they're enjoying a break. I don't know. Who knows? You know, Willian's agent has been very vocal over the last day or so as well about other clients that may well be linked to Arsenal. Coutinho's one of them. Again, if you believe social media, you'll look at it and say, well, Coutinho's going to join Arsenal because he started following Arsenal players and everything else on Instagram. And it's absolutely insane. It's like a player follows someone or might know someone and chat to someone, and that's it. Automatically, they've signed. You know, Arsenal fans, I honestly believe they could find anything. It's unreal what they find. We've tracked planes and players that have came in. Players have been tracking, you know, players' family members if they followed somebody at the club on Insta, and I really don't get it. I honestly don't. It is what it is, and I suppose desperate times, Arsenal fans just want to see something going on and they want to see a player signed, and that's what they do. But yeah, I think Willian will be an Arsenal player sooner rather than later. Last piece of news involves Mesut Ozil, and I thought this saga would have been over and done with by now, but it don't look like it is. Now, I'm not going to go so deep into the whole situation, but Mesut Ozil's been speaking, and he's opened up a hell of a lot about a lot of things. One of those is that he intends to see out the final year of his contract. He's made it clear that he's working hard and that he wants to contribute, and he's going to stay, and that he's not going anywhere. I think that's one thing that we can look at. There's also the incident involving the Uyghur Muslims in China. Now, you have to excuse me if I pronounce that wrong, but that's, you know, what I believe it is. There was the situation and everything that's going on over there, and Mesut Ozil was very vocal about what's going on, and it's insane when you see the images and things that are happening and everything else. And the fact that Arsenal distanced themselves from that, you know, and went out to say that, you know, Mesut's views are his own and everything, and he's not happy about that. But I'm not going to get into a political thing here about that. I want to try and stick to just football and the football matters and everything. I'm just giving a brief, you know, description of what Mesut Ozil's been talking about and everything else. He's also gone on to say that a lot of people talk, you know, about him and they don't actually know him, and that those people will do anything to try and bring him down. And yeah, it's one of those ones. Also, the situation about the wage cut with the players, and he's made it very clear that the players were not really given any details as to the wage cut and what was going to happen with it. They were basically just told, you know, this is what we want you to do. Will you do it? And Mesut refused. And he went on to say that he was not the only one, but yet he is the only name that gets mentioned. Now, in that respect, I agree, because a player has every right to know or want to know where, you know, their finances are going. And if they're going to take a wage cut, as to where that money's going to go. Every player, every person, you know, whatever job you're in, has a right to know that. Okay, so I fully agree with Mesut Ozil. My stance has not changed on that from the very beginning when this news broke, and I backed him. So yeah, like I said, I agree. And I'd like to know where that money's going if players were told one thing and there's something else happening and whatnot. We don't know. So yeah, there was that. But what I want to focus on and what I've said is football. And it's just so disappointing because I'm not going to be one of these fans that slags off Mesut Ozil and says that he's this, he's that, counting down the days and everything else, because I'm forever grateful for what Mesut Ozil has done. There was a couple of years period where he was unplayable. He was unbelievable. He helped break the trophy drought with those first FA Cups and everything else. It's where we are now. What does he offer on the pitch right now? Not a lot. You know, even when he does play, I hear all this about working hard and everything, but I don't see it when he's on the pitch. I see somebody that's just going through the motions. And me personally now, it's the right time to say goodbye. It's the right time for Mesut to go and be somewhere else where he can enjoy his football, and for Arsenal to get on with whatever they're doing. And, you know, it's just don't seem to be that it's going to end in a good way. And I don't like that. And I wish it didn't have to be like that. I wish that both parties, Arsenal and Ozil, can come to an agreement and everybody can part ways on a good term. But it doesn't look to be that way. And I think that Mesut's digging his heels in now. And it's not great. And I would just like Mesut to walk away and to leave. And for Arsenal to go their way, Mesut to go his way. And everybody be amicable in that respect. But it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. And it's sad. It's disappointing. And I'm sick and tired of having to speak about these type of things because I don't want to speak about it. I just want to get on with Arsenal rebuilding and restructuring and being able to compete again and everything else. And in my opinion, Mesut Ozil is not a part of those plans. And it is what it is. I can't say no more than that. So everything else outside of football, I'm not going to get involved in. I'm not going to go down that route. I want to stick to football and what happens on the pitch. And for me, Mesut Ozil needs to leave. It's as simple as that. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. Let me know what you think about the Mesut Ozil situation. Does he need to leave? Or should Arsenal just ride it out for another year? Let me know. If you're new around here, do make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.